And the minute I use juxtaposition on myself, like businesses use juxtaposition on your mind and get you to thinking that that TV's on sale, my life changed. I struggle with Jay. Okay? I struggle with Jay. I'm still going off the dome, but at least I got to have one letter to start with. But let me go with this J that I did think of, even though it took me a while. Junk. Okay? I'm going to have some fun with this today. Junk. Now, if you miss I and you miss H and you miss G and you miss F, E, D, C, B, A, go back and watch it. I'm a bad boy when I can go do the alphabet backwards like I just did. Okay? Don't ask me to do it again because that was luck. But if you miss the other letters, go back. So because I struggle with J, job. All right, I got you. Jinxed. Because I struggle with J, I'm going to start off with this. Junk. The first thing I need you guys to do when it comes to the ABCs of money is you got to get a lot of junk out your head. You got to get a lot of the junk that you've been taught out of your head. I'm going to give junk some ambiguity. I'm going to give it two meanings. You got to get this junk out your head, number one. A lot of the things that you've been taught, you have to get untaught. A lot of the things that you've learned, you have to unlearn. Here's why. Because we all have what are called veils. And veils are basically like, imagine small sheets, if you will, or curtains, or it's sheer. Veils are things that are in your way that don't take a lot to move because they're light, but they've been erected. And then after a while, when you see all these veils, they start to get real thick. So a lot of the things that you were taught in elementary school, stand in these two squares. Hey, little Bobby, line up. You out of line. I don't know if y'all know. My teacher used to do that, right? We used to have to stand in little squares that's on the floor, naturally on the floor with the tiles. And if everybody put 1 foot in each square, then we knew we were in a straight line. And then we heard a bell, we knew it was time for lunch. We heard this bell, you knew it was time to come back. You heard this bell, you knew it was time to get dismissed. And you knew that at a certain time, the principal would come on the intercom and talk. I don't know about y'all school, but back in the dinosaur days, that's what they were doing with us. And it hadn't changed much. High school, bells. A lot of the programming that you've been given regarding money is junk. It's junk. It's not serving you well. And what happens is a layer gets placed over you regarding your money while you're a child. A layer gets placed over you regarding your money when you're a teenager. Another layer gets placed on you when you're a young adult. And next thing you know, you got so many veils in front of you and so many layers of junk that you have to disseminate. You're too tired and you won't even try to do it. Now you start saying this kind of junk. Money is hard. Wealth is not easy. Learning about stocks it must be difficult. Investing is risky. Oh, people lose money in real estate. People lose money in everything. You lost money the last time you went and got a car because the car it's not an asset, it's a liability unless you got a classic. So people lose money all the time. It's just that the junk that you've been taught over the years and the veils that have been erected right in front of your eyes, and they're subtle. That's why it's called a veil. It's just thin layers. Hey, I know so-and-so who lost money in that. Don't do it. Hey, so-and-so said the stock market was down. Hey, so-and-so said starting a business, you can lose your shirt and file bankruptcy. Yeah, those are just veils that people put in front of you, society put in front of you, systems put in front of you so you won't go for it so people can still take advantage of you. You need to get rid of all that junk that you've been taught as it relates to money. Somebody said jump in my keynote, so here it is in my freestyle. You know what you need to jump into? You need to jump into some of these books, man. You need to jump into some of these books. People ask me all the time, Brian, what books do you recommend? Let me give you some books that you need to jump into to get this junk out your head. I saw this gentleman yesterday, so I'm going to bring his up first. Automatic Millionaire by David Bach is a great book. Because what he does, Cam, he justifies why people are broke by showing them $5 at a time using your latte factor. He'll justify why you should be rich. So I need you to get rid of this junk out of your head and jump into some of these books so you can stop justifying your thoughts about money. Literally $5 a day, your latte factor. He's not telling people to stop drinking coffee. He's telling people that $5 a day times 7 days a week is $35. You multiply that by the month. That's like $180, right? $140. You multiply that by the year, you spend about $2,000, and you've been doing that for 10 years. You could have had about, $20,000 that you could have been investing, but the latte factor robbed you $5 at a time. See, I talked about this in C. with your cash flow. When your bills are late, you get late fees, right? And then late fees add up. So $5 here multiplied by 12 months is $60. $60, $5 here multiplied by, let's say 5 bills is $25. $25 a month times 12, right? You're talking about $400 and some dollars. But actually more than that, $600 some dollars. So multiply that by the number of years you've been late on your bills and you wonder why you don't have any money to invest. It's not that you don't have any money to invest. Capitalism, back on the letter C, took your money $5 at a time. So the junk that you've been taught is that you don't have money. And then you justify it by saying, I got bills. Well, the truth is, if you shifted your money back to you, you could get rid of your bills that you have and start investing, which was I yesterday. So I want you guys to understand it's not going to be an easy journey. For y'all that didn't think I saw them words. It's not going to be an easy journey. Here's why. Because removing those veils is something that it took you 30 years to get them, so they're not going to be gone in 3 days. The journey, though, is something that you have to enjoy. Now, for those who just caught that, I know enjoy don't start with a J, but it's a J in there, so I'm working on it. But the journey is something that you have to enjoy. Why do you have to enjoy it? I want y'all to write this down. Honor the struggle. I'm going to get back to the books in a second. Honor the struggle. So when you see something and you learn it and you start to implement it, there's joy in that. There's joy in you seeing something, implementing it, feeling better about yourself. It gives you more posture. There's joy in you jumping into a book, getting rid of all of that junk and enjoying this journey. See, people want it to be easy. It's not easy to program something that's been programmed in you since you were a junior. Yeah, I get it. I just playing. Since you were a kid. But what you need to do is honor that struggle. And one thing about me, a lot of y'all don't know, I lost my money. I lost $1 million in my 20s. But I wasn't upset about it. I wasn't upset about it at all. At the time, I was crushed. But now looking back, that was part of my journey. That was part of my story. That was part of my struggle. So now I can look you in your eye and say, hey, don't buy into all this junk that you're being taught, right? Enjoy the journey of learning money and jump into some of these books. Automatic Millionaire is a good book. It teaches you how to put your bills on autopilot and how to automate your money so it's not something you're thinking about all the time. Then you won't justify being broke. I'll give you another one. Who Stole the American Dream is a great book. I forgot his last name. I think it was Mason, but just put in Who Stole the American Dream. Great book. Talks about college, talks about how you get robbed of your innocence when you're young and how you need to dream again. It's not the most popular book in the world, but I'm giving y'all some stuff that you may not have heard of. Cash flow quadrants changed my life. Cash flow quadrants changed my life. Robert Kiyosaki, right? Talks about the different quadrants and how a job, another J, which we never beat up, but a job only brings income, where a business brings revenue, and the difference between the two when you're an employee in the E quadrant with your job. Changed my life. Cash flow quadrants changed my life. I'm talking about money books, right? We're just talking about money books right now. I need you guys to get rid of the junk that you've been taught about money. Because the person that told you that, if they aren't wealthy, I don't know why you were listening to them anyway. It's just something that we do, right? I need you to jump into some books. Who Stole the American Dream? Cash flow quadrant. If you need to start with Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you need to go back to Rich Dad, Poor Dad before Cash Flow Quadrants by Robert Kiyosaki. Go back to Automatic Millionaire by David Bach. Excellent, excellent, excellent books. Those are money books. I'm not even going to tell you about Laws of Success. It's this thick. Some of y'all are going to be scared of it. Y'all already know Think and Grow Rich is the Cliff Note versions of Laws of Success. Peaks and valleys. One of my favorite mottos in the world is peaks are good, valleys are good, just don't flatline. Flatline means you are dead. So enjoy the peaks and valleys. That's part of your journey. Stop justifying not having any money because your past is just that. It's your past and it should no longer serve you. It no longer serves you today. I said I was going to add some ambiguity to jump. Let me give you guys something that I do that just for me, it just sends the endorphins going through my body like crazy and brings me joy, right? It brings me joy. Put some junk in your house on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. Now people say, Brian, why would I do that? I'm telling you guys, man, listen to me. This is the ABCs of money. So we got to go from A to Z. So there's a lot of things I'm teaching you over the next 26 days. It's something about taking some junk And I don't mean trash. I just mean junk, like, it's keeping your basement kind of full. It's in that closet. You don't wear this stuff no more. You will be shocked at what other people will give you $20, $30, $50, $100 for that's really junk to you. You mess around and make $400 online with some stuff that's in your basement and in your closet. You don't believe me? Just try it. Here's what I want y'all to understand. What would it hurt for you to put something on Facebook Marketplace, an old chair, an old sofa, some old rims, some old clothes? You ain't doing nothing with it, no way. Why would it hurt your feelings if don't nobody click on it and buy it? You just trying to get rid of some junk, turn it into an asset, get $300 or $400, open up your investment account, but you know what y'all gonna do? You're gonna justify not doing it by saying I ain't got nothing to throw away. If I came to your house right now, I bet you I can find some stuff that you ain't wore in 5 years. That fashion is gone. It ain't coming back. That you could put online and somebody less fortunate might get it from you for $5. It's something, man, let me tell you, I don't know what it is about me. When I put something online and somebody buy it, it just gives me joy because I'm participating in capitalism, and it was something that I really wasn't using anyway, and somebody threw me $20 for it. A lot of times I would have gave it to you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, put it out there. You never know. Somebody might be looking for some parts. Somebody might recycle the metal in the VCR. See, we justify things by going, ain't nobody gonna want no VCR. No, not a whole bunch of people. But you might find that guy who's looking for the parts inside. He wants the little thing that made it play so he can put it in something he's working on. He wants the little piece that's in the VCR to work on his invention over here. You never know. You never know. So I want y'all to get the junk out your head, and I need y'all to get the junk out your closet, out your garage, and out your storage. You'd be surprised who will buy your old lawnmower that ain't working no more. They just want the cord. They just want the motor. They might be able to fix it. But if you sit around justifying, don't nobody want this, then let me ask you a question. If don't nobody want this, then why you keeping it? You don't want it either. It's hard to make money when you're surrounded by clutter. Energy can't flow through clutter. The same thing that's true for your mind is true for your body, is true for your environment. Energy can't flow through clutter. One thing I do around my house, man, if you ever came to my house, one thing is clutter. I get rid of stuff fast. When I see this closet getting too full, I see that garage getting too backed up, I see that storage, my office, a little bit too much stuff on the desk, I need energy to flow. And when energy flows, you feel that joy I'm talking about regarding your environment. Just trust me on this. Go put some junk on Craigslist. Go put some junk on Facebook Marketplace. Go put some junk on OfferUp, 5 Mile, and all these little apps. Go put some junk out there and make you a sale. It does something to you. It may not, but y'all came to see what I thought, and it does something to me. So y'all doing the 26 letter challenge to hear what I think. Something about it, man. I love selling stuff I don't need no more. And don't be trying to get $2,000 for it, okay? Don't be trying to get $2,000 for your Walkman cassette recorder. It's just not going to happen. So let's be realistic. We're going to stop justifying our decisions. We're going to jump into some books. We're going to get joy in the learning process of our journey. And we're going to make sure we clear that junk out of our closets and sheds and basements while we get rid of that junk in our head. Now, y'all think I'm tripping. You know what I want you to do? I want you to journal these ABCs. I want you to go back and watch all of them. If you just joined us today and it's your first time, they all on Instagram. They all on my Facebook. Go back and journal A through Z. And you got a whole journal now that you can hand your children. So let me ask you this. While they doing the letters of the alphabet, why don't you get them the alphabet letters with some money at the same time? You'll be surprised what your children are actually picking up. Hand them a journal that says, now that you know your ABCs, let's get these ABCs of money. And then you simplify it for your children. Have a journal of something that you can pass down to them. Join our community. We talk about this all the time. Join our extra digit community. We're going to increase your net worth. The person whose video you're sharing right now, they're 9 times out of 10 part of our extra digit community. You want to join a community of people that teaches assets up, liabilities down. You want to join a community of people that teach debt is not the friend of your wealth. Debt is, in fact, the opposite of your wealth. You want to join a community of people who know how to give the government less money legally by opening a home-based business morally, and then you take the money that you were giving the government and you get out of debt. You want to join a community that keeps you surrounded by money and success. And we do it strategically. We don't just jam it and cram it all in at the same time. We do it strategically. Like, I didn't just go A to Z. I'm giving you 26 days to take all this in. So I don't just jam it into your, I don't jam it. We don't cram it and jam it into your psyche and give you too much more than you can handle. So journal this journey. Last thing I want to talk to y'all about as I recap. You're going to join a community of people like us. The person that shared this video will show you how to actually do it. We do this all the time so we keep you safe and sound. You're going to get rid of that junk in your head and all them veils that have been erected since you were a child that money does not matter. You're going to take some of your junk in your house, literally. You're going to take some of the junk that's in your house. You're going to put it on OfferUp, put it on Craigslist, put it on Facebook Marketplace, put it on 5 Mile, and you're going to sell some stuff. That's going to bring you the joy you need to enjoy this journey that you are journaling. Yeah, I don't know why they call me the Jay-Z of keynote addresses. Please. I ain't even know what I was going to talk about today. But I will give you one I did think about. Juxtaposition. There's something in business called price juxtaposition. And juxtaposition means when you see a TV for $400, was $400, today $279. That's price juxtaposition. They're taking your psyche and saying, oh, this was $400, but now it's $279. And then you go, well, let me go in and get it because I'm getting a deal. If the cost of the TV was $400 and they're giving it to you for $279, they'd be out of business. If something was $999 and now it's $200, it never cost $999. So they're still making $200, making $150, even if the cost was $50. They did what's called price juxtaposition. What are you going to do in your life and in your business where you're going to juxtapose what you are now from what you used to be? See, I was a broke college student struggling, living paycheck to paycheck. That's what I was. / look what I've become. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm definitely not where I used to be. So I take pride in the fact that I've juxtaposed my life, and I'm no longer the person who thinks like I used to think. Negative, broke, scarcity mentality. I was broke. I was negative. I had a bad mentality. I did not have a home-based business. I was overpaying taxes. I got audited and lost $1 million, but that's who I was. The TV was $900. What is it today? And why would somebody pick it up? You were broke. You were struggling. You had a different mentality. You were taught some things. You used to have past tense. You used to think and be a certain way. / what are you today? Let's juxtapose. I know it's a crazy word, but it's a real word. Let's take some juxtaposition on you, your mindset, and your finances. Was a procrastinator. Was inconsistent. Was a complainer. Was a TV watcher. Was a social media junkie. Now I'm reading 10 pages a day. Now I'm following my mentor's advice. Now I'm studying my online course. Now I'm saving 10% of my income. Now I'm being more giving with my wealth. I'm creating my wealth, so I'm giving a little more to charity. Now, see, what does the old you look back and tell the new you that you no longer, when does the new you look back and tell the old you no longer serve me? You no longer serve me. And the minute I use juxtaposition on myself, like businesses use juxtaposition on your mind and get you to thinking that TV is on sale, my life changed. And the universe started to pick me up like you do a flat screen with a slash in it. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed J, man. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. I'm a third of the way through the alphabet. I'm doing K tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hey, man, do me a favor. Share this right now. Share this right now with somebody that you feel like will get some value out of it and some joy from it, that needs to get some junk out of their head so they can create their ABC journal and stop justifying the things that they were taught. And I hope you guys get used to this new you, because you deserve everything. You get to enjoy everything that you're seeing on these ABCs.